introduction is needed, as the highest-grossing movie of all time at the box office is finally getting the long-awaited sequel, one that will venture underwater, with the clan Na'vi getting involved in a civil war with the new clan on the horizon from the reef, with the RDA mining operation knocking on the other side of the beach, and Jake and Neytiri's family and children in a whole lot of danger. We can all agree that it was a lifetime ago when we got the confirmation about a sequel to James Cameron's Avatar coming to the big screen, with the first movie being released as far as 2009, a phenomenon that took over the world, a movie like no other. Now, more than a decade later, we are 1 foot inside the door of getting the long-awaited sequel, which was probably one of the biggest news at this year's CinemaCon. We are finally going to return to the fictional land called Pandora, the home of the tribe called Na'vi. The Walt Disney panel was the place where we first heard the official title of the sequel, with it being Avatar: The Way of Water. And if you thought that this was it, you would be so wrong, as it was said that the upcoming Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness screenings will include a teaser trailer for the movie, only for the theatrical screenings to be more precise. Despite the filming of the movie beginning way back in 2017, many details about the project were kept under wraps, with the only thing said about the sequel was that it was going to get an oceanic setting, something we all picked up from the set photos posted from Cameron himself in December 2020, though it was an interview with the film's producer John Landau that we land that both Sam Worthington and Zoe Saldana will return for the roles of Jake and Neytiri, and then being the ones to travel to this oceanic safe haven of theirs where the RDA mining operations will threaten Pandora again. This is incredible news for the franchise, as the first movie of it was, as we said before, a movie like no other, with the movie itself managing to garner over $2.8 billion, sitting above the others at the top of the box office as the highest-grossing movie of all time. The sequel was announced not long after the first movie was released, with it being scheduled to come out somewhere around 2016, with the movie suffered several delays after the first pushback, including the further delays the COVID-19 pandemic brought upon the world. Everything happening only for us to finally get an official release date for the movie, and it's standing to be on the 16th of December 2022. Speaking to Steve Asbell, president of 20th Century Studios, said that the sequel will blow our minds away and that we are not nearly ready for what James Cameron has prepared for us. Cameron too was not shy to share his experience about the movie. It went on by saying that probably the hardest of the movie, outside of not being able to film when they wanted to, were the final touches of the movie, a movie that will mostly be set underwater, with this being one of the several factors of it why the movie has taken so long to arrive. He also added that if the first movie was not as huge of a success as it is today, a sequel might have never happened, as this whole project, as he described it, is just plain crazy, whatever that means. The arrival of the sequel at the end of 2022 will also kickstart a succession of sequels, with a new movie arriving every other year, which means that we will be getting outside 3 more sequels outside of this one, all of which to some extent are being filmed back to back, with the last movie of the franchise, as it stands right now, to be released in December 2028. As for an actual footage of the movie, we will have to wait, as the only thing the world got was a teaser trailer that premiered at CinemaCon, with the same teaser also being shown in the theatrical screenings of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, a movie that is coming out on May 5th in the UK and May 6th in the US. And if you are not a Marvel fan, you will be able to see the teaser yourselves around a week later, after the first dates we said before. And after that, we will have to wait a bit longer for an actual trailer that will reveal an even bigger picture as to what the movie will look like. Strangely enough, after all this time, the core cast of the original Avatar are all on contract, so they will all be back. Sam Worthington will reprise his role as human-turned-Na'vi Jake Sully, with Zoe Saldana returning as the Na'vi princess Neytiri. The other returning members include the likes of Stephen Lang, who will be back as the dead Colonel Miles Quatrich, who was confirmed to be the main villain in all 4 of the upcoming movies, with Lang being able to explore more of the character and go to town with him. We said dead, but he will be back. However, Cameron saved the details of how he will come back in the franchise. Lang looks to be tight-lipped as well and is not sharing anything about the character outside of the fact that we will be enchanted and fascinated by his take on the villainous character. Sigourney Weaver will also be back as a wholly new character, who will be joined by Kate Winslet in the role of Renal in all 4 upcoming movies, marking her first collaboration after she had with Cameron for the movie Titanic in 1997. CCH Pounder is also back as Neytiri's mother, Moa, joined by Matt Gerald, who will reprise his role of Corporal Lyle Wainfleet, with a new character on the horizon, General Ardmar, and Edie Falco on that role. The sequel will also introduce a new Na'vi clan in the franchise called Metkaina, with its leader being Tonawari, who will be played by Cliff Curtis. Other members of this new clan include the previously mentioned Winslet's character, alongside the likes of Bailey Bass Rhea and Dwayne Evans Jr.'s Rothsko. Jake and Neytiri will have 3 children in the sequel, with Jamie Flatters, Britton Dalton, and Trinity Bliss in the roles of Netayam, Loak, and Tarktiri, respectively. They have also adopted a human child named Miles Socorro, aka Spider, with Jake Champion in the role. According to many, one of the new and vibrant central characters that will be with the franchise for the whole 4 sequels moving forward is Varang, who will be played by Una Chaplin. Marvel's Michelle Yeoh will also be joining the cast as scientist Dr. Karina Moak, with her expected to appear in the 3rd Avatar movie as well. Vin Diesel will add another big franchise to his CV, as he will be joining this franchise in the role of marine biologist Dr. Ian Garvin, who was described by Cameron as one of his favorite characters. Not much is known about the plot of the movie, outside of the short synopsis we got at CinemaCon, which said that we are going to see Jake Sully living with his newfound family on planet Pandora, with once a familiar threat returning to finish what it started, with Jake and Neytiri being the leaders of the Na'vi race to protect their home. The movie will be set 14 years after the events of the first movie, with Jake now a chieftain and Neytiri a high priestess of their clan. And despite 4 more movies coming up, they will all be a standalone story, with the journey across all movies creating a connected saga. The RDA mining operations return to Pandora and force Jake to take his family to a safer place, hence the reef, where they will meet the new clan, Metkaina. A lot of underwater action is coming up, with volcanic environments also involved. And on top of that, a new sign language was created for the movie by the side of CJ Jones, the deaf actor of Baby Driver, who was hired to create it. This is everything we have to tell you right now for the movie, but there will be a lot more information when the teaser drops in a couple of weeks. So keep your eyes wide open for any new details coming your way.
I see you.
On a related note, tell us down in the comments below, what are your thoughts on the sequel after this long wait? Do you think it can surpass the first movie in terms of excitement and things happening on screen? But also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon if you would like to see more videos like this in the future.